Hello, my name is Erica. I am the millennial.
Hi, I'm Angela Gen Z.
And I am not normal, another Gen Z.
And I know this is a little late. Happy 4th of July, guys.
A few days later.
Like, it's a lot of days.
Like a week
Yeah.
later.
It's like a whole, week later. Yeah. That's because, I just felt like
3
I
days
needed,
later.
a little breather for a bit. I needed to, get my stuff together and yeah. Because it was just stuff happened, So, life happens and I feel like I need to breathe for a bit. But yeah, so today I have a little, it's kind of like an urban legend. So that's
Okay.
what I have for today. And it's an urban legend that originated in Mexico, in Chihuahua, more specifically. So we'll just get started on it because I don't really have anything exciting to share
Me neither.
about myself this week. Honestly, it's just work and just trying to sleep and get together. I went to the gym for one day. That was great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Meow. Productive.
Productive, yeah. Honestly. And yeah. Okay. Alright. So this is La Leyenda de las Siete Cabecitas. And that stands for the Legend of the Seven Heads. So today we're gonna talk about the Legend of the Seven Heads. It originated in Chihuahua, Mexico. Chihuahua, Mexico is a very nice place. Have you ever been?
No. Have you?
No. I just heard that it was a really nice place, so I just hear a lot about the city, that they've been or they've been there or, things of that sort, that nature.
Yeah.
All right. So now I had to get through a few sources to get the info that I have, just by Googling it and also because my mom actually heard this through TikTok, so she told me you should do it, and I was like, yeah, I should. That's pretty cool and amazing. So I'm doing it. Most of it was in Spanish. So and I don't know if anyone knows this, but I'm kind of illiterate
Me too, girl.
in Spanish.
Although it's fine.
I can barely English,
Nano is really
I'm illiterate in both.
You're illiterate in both. None can barely speak. So I tried my bestest.
to translate.
Yes, to translate it. Translate the story. I know if I say something wrong, someone will correct me. And by someone, I mean Julie.
Actually, you said this wrong. It's pronounced
Actually. Literally.
literally.
No. I appreciate when she
Yeah, but
corrects
Julie
me,
doesn't
gives
like
me the
being a
right
part of
information.
this podcast, so
She doesn't know,
We don't
but-
appreciate her.
Yes, we do appreciate her.
We do.
Okay.
She's like the bully Julie.
Alright, so this legend starts off in where, guys? I've said it a billion times.
Chihuahua, Mexico.
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua, Mexico. Awesome. And this started in August 1st, 1939.
Oof.
That's older than you.
Oh, yeah, it's older than you.
Yeah, it is.
You know what else is older?
What?
What's out?
Huh?
You heard my literacy come out.
What else is ordered?
I was trying to say it's older than my parents too.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So a group of 25 kids, along with their chaperone, Francisco Valderrama, were in a bus. They were on their way to El Parque Nacional Cumbres de Majalca. And it's just a national park of Cumbres de Majalca. And these groups of 25 kids were actually part of a young Christian association. And they were on their way for religious camping retreat for 8 days. So at around 5 in the evening, when their bus was reaching Kilómetro 21, and Kilómetro 21, for those of you who don't know, is Kilometer 21, and that's just like the name of the street. Like, you know how it's like 22nd Street or
Yeah.
23rd Avenue, or whatever. So that road there was called Kilometer 21.
Okay.
Okay.
21.
No.
Can you do some? Okay.
I see. What's 9 plus 10?
Okay.
9 plus 10.
All right. This road was actually known as La Curva del Muerto, so the curve of the dead.
Yeah.
And I want you guys to imagine a two-way road. So one lane, the cars are leaving the city, and the another lane, the cars are entering. So that's how this road was. This curve, like the Kilometer 21. So a truck on the other lane was coming back to the city, and it actually swerved to the lane that the bus was on, and it hit them. On impact, some of the kids were thrown out of the windows of the bus, so they probably weren't like tied up. Like, and then back then, like I don't even like even when I was a kid and I would take like I honestly would, yeah, like your field trip buses, I wouldn't put my seatbelt on, right?
They don't have seatbelts.
They do.
They
It's
do,
just
but they're just either like they're
the
like
yellow
in between the
buses?
seats. Yeah, they're like in between the seats,
I
or
remember the yellow buses
they're
had
underneath
seatbelts.
it. Yeah, like
It's only like there's only like one seatbelt though
the seatbelts are under. Yeah, and then it like stretches up across you.
for both you and
But
the
it's in
person.
it's in the bottom. Yeah,
Yeah, I would never put them on too. When we were
I didn't even
on
know we had
trips.
them.
yeah. But see, like nobody would ever do that. So I mean,
Yeah.
back then, who would have thought? You know, and back then the automobiles, like they probably were different material, and they
Yeah.
probably didn't have safety bags, and so it's like basically just like a walking like or like a running like tin can that no protection.
Yeah.
Offers no protection. The kids were thrown out of the window. And unfortunately, some of the individuals that passed away that day were, and I'm gonna try to say these without butchering it, but I know how probably butcher them. Not because it's also because I'm an Osabo kid, but because I have a mean stuttering issue, and it seems to always come up when I'm nervous or when I'm speaking Spanish. Just letting y'all know.
Understandable.
So some of the individuals that passed were Venancio Gabriel Gardea. He was 14 years old. Armando Gutierrez Valderrama. He was 13. Jorge Giacoman was 13. Luis Diaz Garcia was 11. Teodoro Faulkner was 11. Alberto Mendez Peña was 10. And Horacio Brondo Valdez was 10. And 3 of them instantly died, and the other 4 died on their way back to the hospital. So like back in the city, like when the other drivers, they obviously saw, they were witnesses, so they were loading them up in their cars. I'm pretty sure they also didn't load them up like like how like with a seat collar, trying to keep their spines like aligned. They probably just like carried them however they could, put them over their shoulders, like let's go to the hospital and run. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like they didn't. It was back then too, like who knows what kind of medical equipment they had back then.
Yeah.
So they loaded them up in their cars and they were driven back to the city. But unfortunately, those 4 passed away. And upon interviewing the driver, and his name was Encarnacion Espinoza, he stated that the truck actually had a brake failure.
Oh,
And he said that this was an ongoing problem, that this probably wasn't the first time that happened. But he said that he didn't get it fixed because he lacked the money. He was a poor man, and he couldn't afford it. Of course, there were chaos among the other 18 children and chaperones that were left, that were also part of the accident. So I mean, there were 9 of them that were actually injured, and then one of the injured was actually the chaperone too, Francisco. He was actually also one of the injured too. And by injuries, I don't know. I didn't really check into that that extensively, but I'm assuming cuts, maybe some broken arms. Like who would have known?
Yeah.
How awful that would have been. Because of that tragic accident on May 26, 1940, there was a monument of 7 heads placed on the side of the road of kilometer 21, and each one representing a child that passed that day. This monument serves for 2 purposes. 1, to remember children that lost their lives that day on the accident, and 2, to remind the drivers to be cautious when driving. Not only are they endangering themselves, but others too, if they do drive dangerously or drunk. Because over there, I'm pretty sure they have no laws against drunk driving.
Not.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're
Actually, I don't know any. But
they probably do, but they probably just don't enforce
they probably
it.
do. Yeah, they probably just don't force them.
Also back
But
then.
yeah, so I'm not sure if I told you guys, probably did. But this monument was made, or was finally finished on May 26, 1940.
Yeah.
Probably did tell you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's fine.
So it's also said that around 5 p.m. you can actually hear 2 vehicles crashing. So it's kind of like a haunted little road now, because
Oh, they put the monument on that
drivers
road?
say, kilometer 21.
Okay.
Drivers say that at around 5 p.m. they actually hear 2 cars crashing
Is
into
that
each
when-
other.
is
Like
that-
they hear the screeches and then the crashes.
Is that when the accident happened?
Yeah, around 5 p.m. Yep. There's also been people that say that they actually hear screams of children as well. And then there's been drivers say that they've also seen kids in the middle of the road. And at night, apparently, well, this all happens like at 5 p.m. and then onward. And then at night, if you stop to look at the monuments, people have said that they've seen the heads move.
How do the heads look like?
The heads? Well, I mean, they're
Like
just like
Mannequin heads, really?
Like Stonehenge.
just like statues of like a little, like of a kid. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like that's how the heads look like. But I guess apparently there's another version of this that the people know, and mostly the people that live in Chihuahua say that this version is different from the version that they know, and the version that they know, they say that the 7 kids were actually decapitated by that truck that was passing by. So in their version, the kids stuck their head out when the truck passes, and I guess the truck got too close and just took all their heads off. So that's the version that they know, what they were always told.
Oh, okay.
And that kind of, and then that urban legend kind of like was used like against them when their parents would tell them, you know, don't stick your head out, don't stick your hand out, or don't stick any part of your body out, because if not, then the truck's gonna cut your head off, just like what happened with those 7 kids.
Yeah.
So I guess there's like different versions of the urban legend. I guess it just depends on how each person tells the story, and that's what I have for you guys. There's another urban legend that my mom kind of like showed me, and it's a story of two twins. This story kind of originated just like in Mexico, like the central city, Mexico.
Another Mexican one?
Yeah, another Mexican one. Yeah.
Oogie.
So we were telling
The Heart of the
Mexican
Brown.
urban legends, huh?
Heart of the brown people.
Huh?
Center of Mexico, like the heart of the brown people.
Yeah. Like Mexico City.
Wow.
So this is actually about 2 twins. So La Leyenda de las Gemelas, 2 twins. So there was this mom. She had two twin girls,
Yeah.
and she adored her girls. She adored her family. She was living, you know, the life back then.
Yeah.
Like they lived in the city, they didn't live in the rancho, they didn't live in the pueblo, you know, like they lived in the city. So, I mean, you know, I didn't know if back then that meant you had more money, or it just probably meant that you just lived in a different area, right? I don't think like the social statuses were that different.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I get you.
But and I meant by back then because this story, I guess, like has been like retold like for like 50 plus years.
So passed
Like,
down.
Yeah.
It's just been passed down.
Basically, yeah. So I mean, it just keeps getting retold and retold. One day, her husband was out working, and she was with her twins, and they were gonna go take. I think they were either gonna take him lunch,
Yeah.
or there was a messenger that came and told her that she needed to go with her husband as soon as possible. He was calling for her, and back then, like that wasn't like that uncommon. Like somebody would like walk by to your house and say, "Hey, you know, like your husband's calling for you,"
Yeah.
because back then I didn't have any phones. So then
Okay.
she took her kids, and these twins were maybe about like what, let's say like 8 to 10 years old.
Yeah.
So they were kids. They were
They're
like
still kids.
Yeah, they're still
They
kids,
weren't little,
but
but
I
they're
mean they
kids.
weren't. Yeah. So she so they were on their way, and they were only walking. They had no other means of transportation. They got to this part of like a really busy, like bigger street,
Yeah.
where there were cars passing by, automobiles passing by. She was able to cross, and her girls were crossing after her. And what happened next, what you guys can kind of imagine, because I guess we have a little theme today.
Yeah. Children
The
dying.
theme is children dying because of
Vehicles.
a vehicle. Yes,
Yeah.
ran them
Okay.
over. The mom turned around and she was devastated. She left her little girls. Well, she always told them to be careful whenever they cross the street and to look both ways. But that day, unfortunately, it was just not a good day for them. So they got run over. They died on the scene, like right after.
Yeah.
So the mom was really devastated after that. She kind of like went into kind of like a depressed state. Her husband was pretty sad as well because he knew how much she loved her little girls, so how much she adored them. And her husband, he wanted to try for more kids. But
Yeah.
I guess it was too soon. So he kind of like let her like have her time.
Yeah.
And then when they did decide to try for more kids, there were some that were touch and go. Some of them did.
Some miscarriages.
Some of them were, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them didn't get through. Some of them didn't
I'm
touch right.
assuming she's like an older woman, no?
I don't know. But back then
I
it was
don't
kind
know
of
why.
hard
I assume
for,
that.
for women to get pregnant because, and mostly due to their blood type.
Also, I feel like age, no.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
Age,
maybe.
blood type.
Probably
But-
was young, but
Yeah. So there was one day she did get pregnant. She was really excited about it. She went to the doctor and found out she was gonna have twins. She was really, really excited because she
Yeah.
was thinking, you know, this is gonna be me making up for my other twins that I had failed. These two twins, they were born, and they were two little girls again.
okay.
Yeah, there were two little girls again, and she really, really coddled these girls now this time. 'Cause she was gonna make sure that nothing touched them,
Yeah.
nothing. She would really hover over them.
Yeah.
And she would always tell them too this time. She would always make a point to them. Do not cross the street without looking both ways and always grab each other by the hand. Grabs the adult by the hand. Do not cross the street. Especially that big street. And she always referenced that big street where she lost her two first set of twins.
Yeah.
And the girls would always say, yeah, Mom, we understand. There was one time she let them out to go play. Because back then,
Yeah.
like, the kids would just play out in the... It's like the
Yeah.
kids here playing in the cul-de-sac, you know?
Yeah.
So they were outside playing, and it just occurred to them to like go closer to the street. The mom, when she saw that they were not in the front yard porch and they were walking towards the street, she ran after them. She ran after them. She was crying and she was calling them back and saying, "Come back! Don't leave me! don't cross the street!"
Yeah.
You know? When she was able to catch up to them before they reached the street, the little twins kind of like laughed. Well, I mean,
Yeah, they're, like, giggling.
like good-heartedly, like laughed it off and said, "Don't worry, Mom. We wouldn't want to put you through that misery again." And the keyword was again. And the mom kind of just stared at them. She's like, "What do you mean again?" The twins told her, "Yeah, we remember the first time when we died here."
Crazy.
So like, little twins reincarnated to other little twins. And you know, I've heard I've seen TikTok stories because TikTok's so reliable in these days. You know, I get all my news from that. Did you know that there might be like Wi-Fi outage?
That's gonna happen
I
in years
think that's
though.
in years, yeah.
Is
I
it?
found that out a while back.
Oh my
like, in
god!
school.
in
I was over here
decades.
Like,
thinking, I was like, oh my god.
Remember Mr. Rice? I think he told me. I think he told us.
How long ago did you find out?
I think it was
I
like
was like in
sixth grade.
You were 6th grade?
Yeah.
None of
And you
us
said
is
decade?
No, I said it's gonna take decades though, supposedly.
Oh. I heard
It's gonna take years.
supposedly NASA said that there's gonna be solar storms, which is why
I'm pretty
Might
sure if
not.
like one of those just go astray, that can take us out. A solar storm.
probably. Anyways, I get all my information from there.
Me too.
But I've either seen or I've read articles of people saying that their kid comes back again, and they know because I guess like that the kid tells them like, "Oh, I remember when this happened first time."
Yeah.
And that kind of goes into like reincarnation. I think it's kind of pretty cool. Do you guys believe in that?
I don't. It's hard to say because like
It's
all the ones that you hear online, that's like that could easily be fake.
Yeah.
well, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I would like to believe that there is such a thing like that. So like, it's not like I believe, but like if it happened, then I'd be like, okay, I wouldn't be surprised.
Kind of like that one episode when we were going into depth about recognizing self, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that never made it.
Huh?
Did it even make it in the episode?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like part 2
Oh,
of like the 7 gates of hell.
oh
Right?
okay.
Is it that
I
one?
don't remember.
I think it was that one.
This is a
But
while back.
I feel like it kind of goes with that because remember how we were saying that we started recognizing self
At a young age.
at
Oh.
a certain point of our lives.
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure like what were we before? Like I'm sure we weren't just like waiting
We
for
were
that
loading.
body. I'm pretty sure we
We
were
were
different
loading.
incarnations, huh?
We were loading.
You were loading. You were buffering. I know you were stuck.
I was at least.
I don't remember my first memory.
I remember like I remember like the feeling exactly when I came to. Like I was like, at first I felt like mindless, like you know like when you space off when you're driving.
felt, or you still are.
Girl, shut up.
I'm just kidding.
You know, like okay. So the first thing I can explain it to is like you know when you're driving and like you don't even remember getting to your destination.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. Like you remember seeing
You're
everything.
just on autopilot.
Yeah.
That's how I was. I was on autopilot. I was like mindlessly playing, and then all of a sudden like everything like it came to me,
I
and I
don't
was
remember.
like,
I
I'm
just
real.
I don't
And I
remember the
hated
first
it.
time. I just spawned in. Like I knew everybody. I knew everything. I didn't question anything.
Well, I loaded in. I was
I
like,
spawned in.
It was a little bar. Everything was like slowly like becoming, you know.
Bonded.
Everything was loading. And then I just spawned in.
But I mean, yeah. Other than those 2 Mexican stories, that's all that I have prepared for today, guys. You guys have any
No.
other comments? You guys
A little
wanna
short
add?
episode.
But I mean, yeah, I guess that's it for today. That's all I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really interesting stories. I like them,
Yeah. You do?
especially since we're.
Yeah, I'm
Bean.
gonna have to keep asking my mom to send me some, and so I can research into them and
Yeah.
share it with you guys, because I know there's a bunch of other ones. I did have a coworker ask me once about whether or not I had done the Llorona,
Yeah.
and I told him no.
Should we?
He said I should, but I feel like
That's like everybody knows.
like that's like an urban legend that everybody kind of knows about.
I mean, but there are different versions.
I guess, but like
We
all of them
can-
just correlate like the same. Like the other.
I mean, you're right. Like,
All of them
Okay,
like.
so-
we could
It's
talk about like
just
other
icon.
versions too. Maybe like we can incorporate
Like
them.
Llorona, but she's from
But-
Honduras, no. El Salvadorian? Yeah, Llorona.
Like, I don't know.
So that's it for today, guys. Tune in next week for another episode. And yeah, I'm gonna try my hardest to make sure this episode comes out or the next one comes out.
Okay.
And yeah. So bye.
Bye.
Bye.